we need...
See how weird it looks like that, though?
It's just a little weird. It's just a little weird. All right, what do we want? We don't want...
I don't know.
This.
Where do we go?
Hang on.
See, that always freaks me out.
There's that. We're still here. Let's see, we're there.
We're there? Okay.
We're there. And then we want... actually, I have to do one other thing. Hey, folks, if you're watching in, welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-show. We are just getting things set up. And that is one of the things that is fun about this show.
Oh.
Is because you get to see us as we actually set this stuff. As we are, yes. and so what I'm doing is some behind-the-scenes stuff that you can't actually see, but we need to do. Okay.
And you just see all of the funny faces we make, like, what is that?
What is that? Why is that?
What are you doing? And you see me pointing, going, right there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, that one.
And you're going, what is she pointing at?
Why is she pointing at that? So that's how it works. We get everything ready, and we had a meeting. So see what'll happen over here. This will now soon pop up with, since I was invited, this will pop up.
Oh.
But I had to invite
yourself.
Right, to get the show notes.
Ah.
Oh, we have got such a great... Matter of fact, you see me as me being in there.
Being you.
Me being me. So, yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff for you tonight. We have got some... I found something interesting that is going to blow your mind. And, yes, it was on Pinterest.
It was on Pinterest. And, actually, I found it to be very cool, too.
Yes. All right, hang on. Let me make sure this is set up.
Yeah.
Hey, why aren't we started? We were started.
We were started. There we are.
There we are. That was scaring me for a second. I'm like, why aren't we working?
We are working.
And again, the strange...
I just don't know if they know we're working.
Right. Can you move half an inch that way?
Hot.
Yes, baby.
And that is not a brag.
She's like, I'm so hot. And that's because it's warm in the GeoSnippets studios. The secret with that, if you really want to know, is if you put the table that your computer at, the side closest to you, even with the mic table, that gives you right where you're supposed to be.
But that doesn't allow you to...
It does now, see? Isn't that cool?
To be aggravated.
I don't want to be aggravated. That's how it works. So, yes, this is all part of the fun.
Funny.
And we're getting things ready for the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I've got one other thing I've got to do here really quick. Me. I'm sorry. I don't want you to be aggravated.
No, you don't.
Because happy wife.
Happy life.
Happy life. All right.
And I would rather be...
happy.
Than?
Not happy.
No.
There's that.
What you're saying.
I'm just getting the...
You'd rather be happy than...
Not happy.
No.
I'm not sure.
Yes. You know this one.
I just realized something. Okay.
I'd rather be happy than right.
Yes. All right. I got to do something really quick.
What?
I just realized the podcast isn't up yet. People aren't seeing us yet. Uh-huh. Okay.
So they're just hearing us. Or are they?
They're not even hearing us. Hang on a
That's
sec.
funny.
Go in the chat room. Tell them that we're coming. And we will be right there. Andy boo-booed. Right. He's coming. Yeah, he really boo-booed. All right, hang on. Tell him we're coming. So for the people listening to the pre-show, you're getting some extra content the rest of the world is not getting.
Literally.
Literally not getting.
Yeah, so if you're a patron, you are literally the
getting
only one
we are not
getting this.
I didn't put up the link for the website.
No, he did not.
And
he literally said, I think I'm forgetting something.
Yes.
And
so,
this would be it.
This is it. So if you'll be ever so patient, I have to get these links really quickly and put into my show notes, which is something that why is this not doing this?
Oh, Tangent is actually seeing us via Google+.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, but we want everybody else to see us as well.
Right. All right, let's see. Something went wrong. Why did something went wrong? Hang on a sec. Something went wrong. Loading. All right. So again, we apologize. There's one of those weird things. There we go. That happened. That Control V. All right. So this is 8. And I just got to get this up. It'll take just a minute to get the links where they're supposed to be.
Yep.
I'm like, why can't they see us?
Yeah, I was wondering why they weren't interacting or doing anything.
Because there wasn't there to interact with.
Yeah,
we're not there.
They can't really see us, can they?
No, they can't.
And they're like,
they're like, what are they doing? They're pounding on the walls.
They can't see me pointing.
No, they can't. So
Tangent can because he's on Google+.
Right. So you're seeing something that...
And Bible Man Rick said, I wonder why Colin Fringe was on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be why.
That would be why. So give me one more second.
Hang on, guys.
Seconds from this coming up. Because what I have to do is take the HTML code and then upload it. And I'm going to do that right now by going to our website area and bringing that up. And then it'll take 1 second to get in. So yeah, this is interesting because we're like, hey, I knew there was something. We were kind of rushed today, getting some stuff in, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna get ribbed by this.
Oh, that's funny.
This is good.
Well, that's okay. I mean, it's not like
It's
didn't
not
have
life
100
or
other things
death.
going
Yeah,
on.
and we got so much good stuff tonight too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you came home and you had work stuff to do.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the other thing. I was on my way coming home. All right. Here we go. Should be live on the website right about now. Tell them to refresh their screen. And that should do it. So, yeah, interesting stuff. So, for your patrons, you got interesting background stuff. It's like, what is Andy doing? Why is he doing this? And then you will see. I just want to make. Yep, we're up. Yay, we're there. Okay, good stuff. Hokey smokes, Bullwinkle. We are back. Hey, folks! Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Sorry for the pre-show. Sorry about that. We got kind of rushed with a bunch of stuff, and we were just getting it ready. And I'm like, okay, we're set. I even hit record.
Sure did.
At the right time to do this.
Sure did.
And then went through, and we should be here now.
Yay, okay, there we are.
There we are. Okay, so we're set. We're up. We're running.
Bottom third.
And we're going to get the bottom third up now and get the pre-show stuff up. So, yeah, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I know I forgot something. What did I forget? And I forgot to put the URL link for people to see us off our website.
Yeah,
now there's a bunch of people that were watching us through the Google Plus announcement, which I know a lot of people do that.
Yes.
And so that's why suddenly, it's like, whoops, I knew I forgot something.
And then he looks on the webpage and he says, "Why is there a picture of Colin there?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh my gosh."
So what I had to do,
know what I forgot.
I had to get the way this works is, just to give you a little background if you ever want to do a Google Hangout and do something like this, is that you have to get the links when you create the Hangout. You have to get the links, and you have to take the links and then make them to the way that you want to for the embed. Then you have to copy that. And then you have to go into where our WordPress is for the website, and then you have to put that into the pages for the page that it works, and then it starts. But if you don't do that, you got to like boom, 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 and get it right.
Yeah, that's why I have you.
Yeah, and so it's like, I apologize. That was something that, but our pre-show is going to get some interesting conversation in the pre-show podcast. because you're going to get.
Hang on, we're coming. Hang on, hang on.
So yeah, it was interesting, but we're back. We're here. We got a lot of good stuff. And welcome again to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast patron pre-show. We got a lot of good stuff for you. You are going to love this show. It's our Mish Mash show, which usually means we've got
several different topics.
Several different topics. I'll try not to say plethora too many times this week. So we have a bunch. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about.
I actually used Colin's word that he suggested.
And that was?
I forgot.
It was a good $6 word, too.
It was myriad.
Myriad.
Yes.
And as Colin said, it's myriad of...
No, it's not.
Or myriad is?
No, it's just myriad. Because the word myriad actually means a lot of.
Right, and you don't say...
So you don't say it's redundant if you say myriad of.
Something, correct. So you've learned, boys and girls, from English class, something new from the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Awesome. So yeah, lots of good stuff.
Not a lot I can teach you from the Chasing Smileys or anything podcast.
Oh, I have a thing about chasing smileys today. If you've listened
see?
It's an adult show, so we have to tell you that right off the bat.
I don't like that view.
I'm sorry.
I do not like that view.
Okay. Well, apologize. We're looking at camera 2 now. I'm getting that set up.
I hate the sun. I gotta quit watching this. I gotta quit wearing this shirt.
Okay. That's my good shirt anyways. Just
Cotton
saying.
bud. Yes. That's another word.
Yes, cotton bud.
I can actually use that here, too.
We had a great time talking about that.
Hey, Ping.
Because, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Q-Tip in the UK is a rapper. So,
actually, he is from the United States.
Yes.
So.
I want to call myself Q-Tip.
You're a rapper, and all you can come up with is Q-Tip? Really?
It is kind of, if you really think about it, it is kind of snazzy. There's
snazzy?
Yeah, it's a catchy name. Q-Tip.
Q-Tip. People use them to clean their ears.
Among other things.
Yes.
Okay.
And I use them to clean the cat's ears.
You know, we got a nice array of beverages you have there in the shop.
And I have 2 cups.
Yes, we
That's
have.
It. I have my coffee and my tea.
Okay.
My sweet tea.
I was just going to say that's prominent.
But at any rate.
Of course, I have back here, I've got my coffee and my water and my other stuff. So.
Back to Q-Tip.
Q-Tip, yes. So, yes, cotton bud
is a Q-tip.
Is a Q-tip in the UK.
And Q-tip is a rapper.
Yes. Which means,
really,
wait. Which means cotton bud equals rapper.
Hey.
If you use it in a mathematical formula. I'm just saying.
I'll just leave it at that.
All right, we'll leave it there.
I have another just one more comment, but it's not very
nice.
PC.
We like PC. PC's good.
Yeah, I mean, and it's an observation. It's not anything other than that, but
we'll keep it there.
I don't want it to offend anyone.
Okay,
so.
no offending. But yeah.
No offensiving.
No offensiving. But yes. Actually,
yes.
currently,
yes,
KT is from New York
yes,
City.
He is.
Okay. Well, hey.
I mean,
cool.
because really, could you not think of anything else? Well, I mean, you got Tupac. You got,
Don't look at me. I don't know rap for. I got no rhythm. I can't say nothing,
Jay-Z.
And it doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, well. You got all these other ones, and
Q-tip.
Then you got Q-Tip.
Well, it could have been Cotton Ball. I mean, what the heck?
I just don't get it.
We'll just leave it there and go from there.
I just don't understand.
Hey, speaking of Michelin, we have got.
We were talking about that.
All right, this is something you want to know. You know, we told you you get all the background stuff here in the pre-show. So yeah, this is something that happened. We were talking last week and the past couple of weeks about making this. Basically, what we started off with an idea was to have a wooden, sheet of plywood, cut it to the shape of a travel bug, cut a hole in it, and then paint the Michelin Man on the front of it and turn it into a travel bug because we're taking one of our Michelin Man travel bug and we're taking it to the event so people can get their pictures taken there and do this.
We got a little overzealous.
Well, the kicker is with this is that we only have the car, and having an 8-foot tall
and he hates my car.
piece of plywood on the top of the car because we couldn't put it anywhere else wasn't really smart, unless you wanted it to fly, and I didn't want it to do that. So we said, okay, let's try this. We'll get a piece of canvas, like a canvas drop cloth, and this will actually work. I'm going to work on this some more. It's actually sitting on the other side of the desk here that we use for the studio. And what we did is we took this large piece of canvas and we painted it with kilns because we needed kilns. I have always said kilns. Kilns is something you do pottery with.
Kiln is a pottery thing. Kills is a paint.
Right.
Primer.
So if you want your primer really dead, use kills. Anyways, so we go through and we paint it with kills. We wanted latex because otherwise it would crack. Worked really well. With all the stuff that I'm doing right now during the week, just too much stuff, way too much stuff between coming home late from work, doing stuff for church, doing the podcast, doing all this other stuff. I just didn't have time to paint it. I drew them. I got them fairly the way I wanted them. I am not an artist. My daughter is, but she's a teenager. I saw her twice this week.
She's, barely here.
So that's how that goes. And so I just didn't get a chance to do it, and I felt really, really bad because I wanted some kind of a display to go with the travel bug. And so I end up trying to call about 5 or 6 different stores in our area to see if we could get one of those cutout Michelin men so that we could use that as the display and turn it into a travel bug that way.
Hey, guess how many calls I made?
No luck for me.
What?
No luck for me. So I asked Amy when she went to work today, I said, you're out in Apex, why don't you give that a shot and see if you can find anything over there? First call. Now, how could you describe this before me? Because I don't even know. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I do see it. What do you mean describe it? It's a Michelin man.
He's a large guy with rolls. I get it. I'm one too.
No, I mean, no, that's not what I mean.
How tall is the display?
It's about my height.
Okay.
So he's short.
So it's 4 foot nothing.
Yeah. On a good day.
On a good day.
When it's not raining.
Okay. So it's 4 to 5 foot tall.
Okay, he's over 5 feet tall.
Okay. Arm Tourette's. Anyways, so he's about 5 feet tall, and he's got a tire in front of him or something? You mentioned a heart.
Yes, he has a little heart, and he's holding a flashlight.
And he's holding a flashlight. Okay, well, we can work with that. Because geocaches have heart, and they like flashlights. And they like flashlights, not night caching.
Yes.
We can do this.
That's kind of what I thought. I was like, how cool is that? He's holding a flashlight.
Yeah. So we're going to be taking that, and we're going to be taking it to the event we're going to on Saturday, and we're going to turn that into a photo op for people. So what they'll be able to do is they'll be able to come up, have a picture taken with the big Michelin man and holding the travel bug, and then they can get the code off the travel bug to send it into michelin.geocaching.com and get their pictures in that way. So I think that's going to be awesome. It's going to be something that's interactive with people. We'll get to meet geocachers as they're doing this. It'll be a lot of fun, and I think that's going to be a really great thing. But I really wanted to get a cutout and could not find it, and leave it to Miss Amy to go through and find what we needed. Good stuff.
Well, okay, in my defense, he says when you go to work, I mean, people love a fire department.
Yes.
And businesses love to help fire departments.
Oh, hey, anyway it works.
So, I called these people up, and I used to do business with them. Mm-hmm. And because I used to take my car there.
Right.
To have work done. And I'm like, hey, this Amy down in the fire department. They're like, oh, hey, how you doing? Good. I need a favor. Sure, what you need? I need a Michelin man.
Well, there you go.
All right, what you need that for? So that was a big joke, and they said, hold on a second. He had one left. It had been there for 6 months. The owner of the business was not there.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently has some
thing.
thing for this Michelin Man, and the guy's like, please take this and do not bring it back. All right.
There you go.
One call.
That's, sometimes that's all it takes. Okay, now, folks, we're
Sorry.
doing...
I had to brag.
and you did very well. I'm going to reset my camera right now because we have found that this keeps it from having issues while we do the podcast. And it was so funny that when we were doing the geocaching podcast last night, Daryl even said, we need to do a video reset just in case. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You're going to see the screen go up to a picture of me, and that's all it is. And you'll see within a couple of seconds it'll come back to us. But that actually, for some reason, because they've been playing with Hangouts again, good old Google, and they've been doing other stuff in the background, and for some reason, what'll happen is if we don't do that, we'll be like partway into the show, and suddenly the picture will just go and blank out. So we do this each show just to do it, and the pre-show is a good place to do that. Yeah, good stuff. Oh my gosh! But we are ready for some geocaching. We can't wait. There is some really, really good stuff we're going to be getting into this weekend.
Ping's going to be there Saturday.
Oh, he's going to do the Fall Fling?
Yep.
Awesome. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yep.
We get to meet so many people when we go to the Fall Fling because, we're from North Carolina, and the Fall Fling is one of the largest events in North Carolina, and it's held by the NCGO, the North Carolina Geocaching Association, or organization, I should say, and they are this close from mega status with it.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's for the past couple of years. It's been this close.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is real
actually.
Cool. So we're looking forward to it.
We're just going to do a day trip. A lot of people go up the day before, like Ping and them are going up the day before.
Yeah, because there's a nice event usually the evening of, nice burning campfire kind of fun stuff.
We're just it's not gonna work for us to do 2 weekend trips.
No, because we are really going to try. We're going to see if we can get the logistics in, and it's going to be close to see if we can go to Rome, Georgia next weekend.
Bible Maverick was asking if we were going.
Yes, and we are planning on going, and we're going to see what happens, but that's going to end up probably being a 3-dayer.
Yes.
Because that's
so we have to plan for that.
7 hours there, do the event, 7 hours back on Sunday, and go that route.
Yeah, plus I don't know if you're going to be able to take off some time at work.
Yeah, I'm going to try to take Friday off, because if we
at least half a day.
At least half a day. If I can work till like noon and then get home and then we take off, that might work.
I'll be doing a lot of this.
Yes, or studying her books, one of the two.
Yeah, did a lot of that.
But yeah, good stuff. I mean, we just had tons and tons of stuff to do, and that's all part of the fun. All right, let me see if I can get some stuff here. And I'm sorry, this is again part of the pre-show, so we're just checking things out.
Ping's bringing their tent.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, we're gonna bring ours as well.
Idea.
We're gonna bring ours too.
We don't have a tent.
Well, we have a 10x10 canopy.
No.
Oh, they're going camping.
They're camping, honey.
Yes, that's cool. No, that's actually very normal for NCGO is to have the camping beforehand.
Yes.
And then they have an event that goes a large way into the night. Unfortunately, for a lot of the geocachers who go to this thing that are not camping there, have to leave like at 8:00 because they shut the gates.
Yes.
Depending on the park. And this one didn't sound like it did that this year.
I wonder if they have any parks that you can take campers to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so a lot of them do tent camping, but a lot of them do campers as well.
Yeah.
So it depends on the park. It depends on the park. And it's a big, fun event. There's a lot of people there. We get to, like I said, we get to meet a lot of geocachers, and they have a silent auction and a bunch of other things that go on. So it's a lot of fun, and we'll probably have some kind of contest for a giveaway like we did last year. That went well too, and we'll see. But we're looking forward to it. It's been a long couple of months where we have kind of worked ourselves ragged with doing a lot of things because Amy's doing all her schoolwork, and I'm newly back to work and getting used to that again. And then trying to do all the stuff for church and trying to do all the stuff for the shows and all the rest of that stuff, we have really run ourselves completely. Like, she was exhausted and I've been close to it. The way I put it is I've been very fatigued because of all that. So it's just getting into that. We need to get away. We need to get out. We need to go and do some stuff.
And I know lots of other people do the same thing, and they're not, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But, you know.
But see, that's when you go out geocaching, and you even said yourself, I haven't geocached in a while. I think the last time we went was the last event we went to.
Yeah.
And it's
we've been out since then.
A little bit, but not much.
Not much.
And it's one of those things where, for me personally, going out geocaching, walking out in the woods, having a good time, just enjoying the company I'm with, and just geocaching, that is my stress relief.
Yeah.
And if I don't have that, then I don't have that kind of an outlet. Because a lot of the other outlets, like video games and other things, it really doesn't do it for me. It doesn't relax me as much as going out geocaching. So I'm just going to have to force myself more to make time, because it's affecting me. I need to get out and have that release and go out geocaching.
We had a suggestion to do a meetup vlog.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that would be awesome. Well, I'm bringing some of my equipment, so we're actually.
You know he is. If he's in the car going to a geocache at all,
I'll be bringing, at least one video camera and my recorder, and we can do that. Just have a hangout and just meet and greet and do that. We'll see. Now, see, I get in trouble, and I see the look. I see the look already.
What?
And the reason is because I promised Amy I would not work the show as much.
Yes.
At the hangout.
Yes.
Or at the Fall Fling. I'm going to actually go and do stuff at the Fall Fling.
Okay, and I want you to explain why.
Because I, being the person that wants to promote the show, wants to be with the geocachers, wants to meet the geocachers, wants to be the one that lets new geocachers know about us. I'm working the show. And
what don't you get to do?
The event itself. Yes. I don't get to geocache. I don't get to do the activities.
Right.
And so we're not happy with that.
Right. So therefore, I am, in an effort to try to get you out, I am trying to not saying that you can't bring this stuff to promote the show.
Right.
That is not what I'm saying.
Right.
I want you to get out, and I want you to enjoy the event as well.
Yes. Yes. And I do have to mingle more.
Yes, he does. Thank you.
Okay.
Yay!
So that's how it works. Yes. I agree. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Somebody says, I'm right.
Yes. And so I guess what's going to happen is, especially with the Georgia one, if we go to it, because to me, a nice 7-hour ride, I mean, to some people it's like, 7 hours. I love driving. That's fine with me. I get to the occasional geocache. I get to enjoy the countryside. I get to be in places I haven't been before. I love that. That to me, the road trip is my way of relaxing. So I'm going to do nothing but the event when we go next week. I won't be promoting the show. I mean, I might wear the GeoSnippits T-shirt and go that way. But as far as anything else...
And Saturday, take your stuff. We'll set it up.
Yep.
But we are going to enjoy the event.
Yes. Yes, we are. It is 8:30, folks. And we're ready to end the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast patron pre-show. We're so glad you stopped on by. Sorry for the technical difficulties we had, but that's just how it goes. We got everything going within a couple of minutes, so that's a good one. So, yep, she's taking care of you, let her. I know, and it's hard for me. But yes, I would be completely lost without this woman, and that's the truth. So here we are. All right, good stuff.
As he glows.
As he glows. All right, folks, 8:30. It is time. Hey, this is actually set up. I hope it works. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, sit back, relax, folks. Get your favorite libation. Get your favorite snack. Put us up on your big screen TV or on your tablet or on your smartphone. Any way you can get us. And enjoy the show. We hope you're going to like this one. We got a lot of good stuff for you. All right, let's see what happens. and go from there. The GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Well, hello, and welcome. Welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and I am here with the wonderful, the delightful, the delicious wife, Amy, a.k.a. the HeadHardHatress. You're looking good tonight, darling.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Wow, there was a nice pause there. I like that. It's October 9th, 2014, and in the next hour or so, both co-host Amy, the HeadHardHatress, and I will bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession, known as geocaching. Well, we got a lot of stuff going on, and as a matter of fact, we were just talking about that in the pre-show. Mm-hmm. We will be attending on Saturday in Greensboro, North Carolina, the 9th annual NCGO Fall Fling. And this is going to be a riot because I personally have attended so many different fall flings. Amy went with me last year. Mm-hmm. It's a riot. They are this close of being a mega event. Mm-hmm. And if you're interested in looking into it, the GC code is GC53RFA. And check that out, and you'll see where it's at. And it's going to be a lot of fun. They usually have events the night before and like a CETO afterwards, and they've got all different activities during the day. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to have our GeoSnippets 10 out, and we're going to have an extra special guest there this year for you fine folks to come for a photo op. He's big, he's got rolls, and he's very, very... Short. You're going to have to come on by, and we'll have more pictures and describe it next week when we do the next show. But let's just say it may have something to do, and we'll show to the viewers about something about this guy. And we are going to have a photo op with, yes, the Michelin Man, sort of.
He's the Michelin Man.
He's the Michelin Man. He's going to be there. You're going to have a photo op, and you're going to have an opportunity because we're going to have our Michelin Man travel bug there so that you can take your pictures in and send it in to michelin.geocaching.com and possibly get your hands on some of those prizes that they're having.
I want some tires.
I want the tires. $1,000 worth of tires I could do something with. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. Come on by to the tent. Say hi to us. We love talking to you. And we're probably going to have some kind of giveaway as well so that you can sign up for and possibly win some prizes there like we did last year. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I won a lot of stuff.
Yes, the auction. They got a silent auction there that is just awesome. And I didn't win anything because for some reason every time we won something, she was holding all the tickets.
It was jewelry.
So it was good. She was happy, and we went from there. So good stuff. Ms. Amy, why don't you tell them about yet the last, hopefully, update.
We got another update.
For the October patron hangout for October.
And I have checked my calendar. We have a conflict that I had forgotten about, so I'll take the blame for it. For October 25th, I have an event that he is helping me with on the 25th. So our next patron hangout is Sunday, October 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It's going to be the last time we're changing this one.
Yeah, if he has to do it by himself or I have to do it, whatever. But I could blame it on Colin and Mark.
Oh, why?
Because they have a mega event in the UK.
On the 25th?
On the 25th. So
there are a lot of them going this year.
I blamed it on them, but I didn't.
So, yeah, we'll work it out. But, yes, October 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We hope you're there. And if you are not signed up yet to be a patron and to participate with the Hangouts, please go to www.patreon.com/HeadHardHat. Actually, it's patreon.com/HeadHardHat. And get yourself signed up as a patron and come on and join the fun. We had a great one last month, and we're looking forward even more to the one in October. Really, really good stuff. Okay, so you're saying to yourself, wow, they got a ton of stuff going on. They're going out meeting people. They're doing geocaches. They give away a ton of prizes. How do we get in touch with Andy and Amy in the show? How do we find out more information about the show? And how can we give our great, insightful, and fascinating ways of asking about the show, suggestions for the show, comments for the show?
I was going to say, are you having a hard time talking?
I had a hard time. I had a little brain fart right there in the middle of the sentence, and I'm going on. Thank you.
Like it.
Thank you for pointing that out.
You're welcome anytime.
Awesome. So how do you get in touch with us where we can watch Amy insult Andy right there live on the show? Well, it's very, very simple. To watch the live feed and join us in the chat room to join along with Amy as she insults me.
Wasn't an insult.
Go to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, but don't forget to show up early for the pre-show at 8 o'clock, the show before the show. We also have all our social media links. Amy has got a lot of things going on in Facebook. We had a really good surprise today in Facebook we're going to be talking about later on in the show. I am very big in Google+. We do Twitter. We do Pinterest. We do YouTube. Please, if there are two things that you want to put down on your to-do list, if you haven't done it already, one is get Amy and myself in your Google+ circles. And then the second thing is it's on the right-hand side of our webpage on GeoSnippits and on any of the other HeadHardHat web pages. Click on the YouTube link and subscribe yourself, so that way anytime we do a video, anytime we do a vlog, anytime we do one of our podcasts, it automatically, once it's published, goes right into your subscription box, and you can look at us and enjoy all our geocaching greatness anytime you want without having to go out and search for it. It's really, really good. Make sure you get us in Google+ and in YouTube. And if you go to geosnippets.com and click on our social media link, it gives you all the information. All you got to do is push a button to anyone that you want to get interested in, and you can get that right there as Amy's grinding a file over the microphone.
I hate this mic.
Finally, we have our voicemail.
Aggravating me.
Thank you, honey. As they're listening to the nails on the chalkboard. Yeah, that's really good. Okay. Finally, we have our voicemail line. I'm going to get through this. Where you call in your questions, your comments, or suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to worry about your... Are we done? Is it through?
Well, it's really aggravating me tonight. It's not right.
Okay, I get it. You're stopping the entire show. Are we done?
For Pete's sake, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Wow. Or you can go right to our Send Voicemail tab by going to geosnippets.com, and on the right side of the screen, click the Send Voicemail tab where you can send in via your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, or your computer with a mic. And you get up to 3 minutes to tell us anything you want about the show, like how aggravating Amy can be with her little song thing. We'll do something about it, I promise. It's free and a lot less painful than this. Give it a try. Okay, we don't have viewer feedback per se tonight. Sad Amy. Whatever. Anyways.
See, he doesn't care about sad Amy now.
We actually, not after she's grounded me down with her mic. We actually have viewer feedback, but it's going to be on a little later on the show. We'll explain that when we get to it. All right, let's move right into, we've got two left, folks, and I showed them a little while ago. I'm going to show them now. This one and one more behind us of the Michelin Man Trackables. And that's all we've got. I'm still waiting to find out if we can have more. And if we do, we will definitely get back on the bandwagon for it. But we've given 7 away, and are going to give away 7. And it's been a lot of fun. We've been giving one away each week. We've got one more. So next week will be the last one until we get more of the Michelin Trackable. Now, if you want information about the Michelin Quest for Adventure, by all means, please go over and check out by going to michelin.geocaching.com. And it has all the details about how you can get your photos in and all those fantastic prizes, including a possibility of winning one of 10 sets of tires worth $1,000 each. Not each tire, but a set of tires.
I was like, wow, that's a pretty good tire.
So I'm going to say that's going to last you a while. So yeah, up to $1,000.
I don't need one tire. I need 4.
Yeah, up to $1,000 on a set of tires is one sweet prize. Mm-hmm. So we are going to do a drawing right now, and I'm going to get this up right here and go from there.
Aww.
Okay, give me 1 second here, folks. I got to get one thing up, and we will do this.
Terre Haute, Indiana.
Terre Haute. What is in Terre Haute, Indiana?
Geocache.
Oh, awesome. Anything particular about it?
I have to look, but look, they were talking about it earlier.
Okay. Awesome. I'm just bringing up the information right now, and I'm going to put in one click, and we will have things ready. Here we go. There we go.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's not on there anymore.
All right. So now the way this is going to number, Miss Amy, if you would, I have a list.
Oh, I got a flip already?
You get the flip already. I have a list of all people that have about the getting in for a possibility of winning a travel bug, and I've already seen some very cool pictures on Facebook and on Google Plus showing our travel bug in some pretty interesting pictures already, which was awesome. All right, I have a number that I've already written down. Are we going from the top of the list down or from the bottom of the list up?
It's heads.
All right, good. So we're going from the top of the list down, and we are going to pick. All right.
I can't do that because you're already there.
Right. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to give it to you. All right. All right. The winner is Joseph Ramsey. Joseph Ramsey, also known as College Bear, and I'm going to get this over here for you.
Okay.
So if you want to type that in for us, Joseph Ramsey, also known as College Bear, you are the winner for that, our next to last travel bug. If you would send in your address, Joseph, we will get this out into the mail as soon as possible. And that was cool. I like that. That was a lot of fun and a good way of getting them out. We got one left, and then it's on to the rest. We'll go into Michelin history. So good stuff.
History?
Well, it only goes to the end of the year, but I'm just saying. The Michelin Quest for Adventure will be ending at the end of the year. So if you find those travel bugs out there, folks, make sure that you get a chance to...
No, the number was not 4.
The number was not 4. So get your pictures taken, see if you can find those travel bugs as you can. There's 2,000 of them out there, or close to it. And good luck to everybody. Again, if you want one last shot next week, one last shot for the last Michelin Man travel bug, if you're interested, send to GSReboot, GSREBOOT @gmail.com, and in the subject line put Michelin Man travel bug. Send it in, and we'll add it to the collection. We'll do one more drawing, and good luck to the last person next week. So good stuff. Lots of fun. Let's move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by Cache-Advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cache-Advance.com. Go find it. And also by
Coinsandpins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're also very thankful to all of our sponsors, and if you want to see more of their products, be sure to go to our GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Absolutely. Moving on. Yee-haw! Yep. October Mish Mash episode, GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast episode 83. Yeah, it's the Mish Mash episodes are a lot of fun because it's not about any one particular subject. It gives us a ability to go through and pull a lot of smaller subjects that we wouldn't necessarily have, be able to do an entire show on, and yet still get that cool content out to you. And this one is no exception. We have got some really great stuff to talk about to you tonight. So the first part that I thought was really good, and I give all the credit to Podcaster Podcast. I was listening to the show on the way to work today, and Sonny and Sandy had actually brought up an interesting concept about archiving and some issues that came up from one of their listeners, and I would like to talk about this subject as well. So this is going to be really good. And I thought to myself, I thought, we are a tutorial show, so why not? He's
going to kick me off the show.
No, you're kidding? You were cheap.
Yes. Like free.
She works for peanuts. I thought instead of just talking about archiving, why don't we talk about the different types of logs for a geocache? Because with a lot of the new geocaches out there, they may not know all the ones that are out there because they're using their smartphones. They don't get a lot of information. They just kind of click find it and go from there. But what about all the other ones that are out there? So I thought, why not really kind of, just not the whole show, just part of the show, just kind of go over as a refresher all the different types of logs that you can do for a geocache. Now, the first one, of course, is found it. And what does found it mean?
That you found the geocache.
That you found the geocache. Now, for some people, and I'm saying this for a reason.
I'm sure you are.
Because I want to shoot for something besides the obvious of, yes, I found the geocache. When you go to find the geocache, what else do you have to do, according to the guidelines?
You have to sign your name.
On what?
A log.
A log. There are a lot of geocaches out there that kind of do this. Well, I know the geocache is over there somewhere.
I'll just log it like I found it.
I'll just log it like I found it.
No, because you did not find it.
And?
You didn't sign your name.
You didn't sign the log. That's part of the guidelines.
Hello?
Now, there is debates
out
because they say, hey, it's my game, I'll play it the way I want.
No!
Well, yes and no.
No.
Granted, the
there
guidelines...
There are rules to games.
Right, and if you follow the rules, if you follow the rules, it's close to Halloween.
Yeah.
If you follow the rules...
Well, you're going to make rules, too.
Yes.
See?
Don't go past...
Squirrel.
Don't go past... Squirrel. If you find it and sign the log, that is by the guidelines of geocaching. That's the way you should play the game, because it's in the guidelines. So we'll leave the debating to, well, we're going to play it our way.
Okay.
If
Salty
you're gonna,
brought up a good point.
Okay, what was that?
And I made a statement in there. What if the log is too wet to sign? And
if
I
you
said,
can replace
the log.
Yes, that's a good way to do that.
Yes.
Now, I have actually seen this.
He says, did not have one with me.
If you can, all right, the way this goes, seriously, I have had logs that were goo. I mean, just plain goo. I have taken a pen and marked an X in the goo and signed.
Ew.
It's as close to you're signing the log.
All right.
You're doing what you're supposed to. It's just not the best way of doing it. It's
gross.
Yes.
And then you say, hey, dude, replace your log.
Yes, exactly. Or what we do is we usually have a ton of them with us to replace it. So that's what we normally do.
And he didn't have one with him.
Right, and that's fine. That's fine. But if you got your hands on the log, and granted it's not in any kind of condition, do the best you can. you're fulfilling the guidelines. You're signing the log. If it's an X, it's an X.
Yeah.
You know, and go from there.
Yeah.
It's the ones that go, well, you know, that geocache is up in a tree.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I can see the geocache. Hang on. I can see the geocache. And I'm going to say that I found it. Now, that's a difficulty for geocache because you had to go up, technically, to get up to that geocache, open up the geocache, sign the log, climb back down. That was a difficulty of 4. Is that valid to say, well, I saw it, so I can claim that I found it? Miss Amy?
I'm sorry. One moment, please. I can only talk to 2 people at one time.
Okay.
Hang on one second. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, well, what I'm saying is if you've got a
climb a tree. That's all I heard.
If you've got a difficulty for
yeah.
geocache that you technically have to find a way of climbing up that tree and getting up to that geocache.
Yes.
You can see the geocache right there.
Yes.
But I'm going to claim it that I found it because I saw the geocache from here. Is that right?
Well, now, Salty brought up a good point.
Okay.
He took a picture.
Okay.
So if you take a picture and attach it to your log on the site,
in that case,
then
he had the geocache in his hand, and he just didn't have the log with him. That is different than I'm going to take a picture of the geocache up in the tree when I'm standing on the ground.
If you just don't want to,
that's not right.
No, that's not right.
And that's my whole point.
Right. No. You just don't want to. You physically able to climb the tree. You can do it, and you just don't want to because you're lazy.
That's not right.
No.
Especially if it's a difficulty 4.
Yeah, you knew it was a 4. You knew it was going to be difficult. Climb the stinking tree inside of the log.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it should be. If it was a 1, that's different because it's going to be on the ground. It's going to be accessible.
Yes.
So that's my whole point with signing logs.
Yes. Yes.
So that's one of the things. So found it is one of the, see the cool debate, you can get into this stuff. This is good stuff, and I love our chat room going after this. So let's do the next one. Didn't find it or our favorite DNF.
Oh,
now what does didn't find it mean?
You didn't find the cache.
You couldn't find the cache. Now what's the main debate that comes up with did not finds or didn't finds? Miss Amy.
Yeah. What do you mean debate? Either you found it or you didn't.
But that's an issue, isn't it?
No.
A lot of people don't want to mark it as a DNF. They don't want to mark it because they think the DNF geocaching cops are going to come and harass them.
There are no DNF cops. There are no DNF fairies. There are no DNF
fairies?
Yeah, I don't know. Anything. I don't know. Whatever.
DNF gnomes.
Yeah, there's nothing. Leprechauns, whatever. For Static J.
Now, why is it beneficial to log a DNF?
Why are you quizzing me?
Because it's a conversation. Why would a DNF be helpful?
Because it lets the cache owner know whether or not see, I got sidetracked. Whether or not he or she needs to go out and check to see whether the cache is still
Excellent
there.
answer. That's very good. That's exactly right. DNFs are not a bad thing. It is not a badge of honor. It is something that is to alert the cache owner that there's a possibility of a problem with the geocache.
Yes.
Now, let's face it, a cache owner that's going to look at somebody that's got 10 or 20 finds under their belt, and they're going to say, did not find it. He's going to look at that and go, you know.
But he's going to look at somebody with a DNF that has 1,000 caches differently.
Right, and if he gets a couple of those,
he's
then he
say,
knows
maybe I ought to go check.
Yeah, maybe I better go check.
Yeah.
So there's a reason for why you should mark DNFs. It's extremely important. Now, the next one to log for a geocache is write a note or write note. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, you need to write a note in your log.
Okay, very good. There usually is some type of information that you want to either relay to the cache owner or to other geocachers about that geocache. Now, one of the ones that are in there is like, I just dropped off a travel bug.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or the lid seems like it's starting to need maintenance, but maybe not until the near future. Or the log is getting full and maybe something needs to go in that way. That's writing a note is a good way of just relaying information about that geocache so that either the cache owner can get information or other geocachers can benefit the information from that as well. These two are the most that I really wanted to get poignant on tonight. The first one is Needs Archive, and we're going to actually save that for last because I told you about Sunny and Sandy and Podcaster, what was brought up. So we're going to leave Needs Archive for last. Needs Maintenance. What do you think that one means, Miss Amy? Not archiving, but maintenance.
Can I say my other one?
Not
yet?
Not yet.
That they need to go out and maybe fix some stuff that's wrong with the cache.
Excellent. Absolutely right. Needs maintenance usually means accidentally punched a hole in the top of the Tupperware. The hinge to the ammo box is getting really hard to try to open it. Anything that was going on that usually requires duct tape to temporarily resolve the issue would be something like that. Needs maintenance is something that geocachers do to directly notify the geocaching owner that something is amiss when it comes to the geocache itself and that something needs to be done for it. Usually some kind of repair is a biggie. Now, finally, what I wanted to talk about tonight is Needs Archive. And this is why, let me talk about what I heard when I was listening to Podcaster about this. Sunny and Sandy were talking about this. First, let's go over the definition of what archiving actually means per geocaching.com. Do you want to read that, or would you like I?
Oh, that's okay. I'll do it.
Okay.
Archiving a cache removes the listing from public view on geocaching.com. This action is usually taken when a cache owner does not intend to replace a cache after it has been removed. As an alternative to archiving, the cache owner can temporarily disable their cache if they plan to provide maintenance on the cache or replace the container within 1 month. Okay,
so this is how it works. If something's wrong with the geocache, I can't get to it. The schedule's not going to allow me to do that. But I don't want other geocachers to constantly come up and find a busted cache.
Right.
All right. You can send it to archive or Needs Archive, and it will take it off the listing temporarily. It doesn't archive it completely yet, but it'll take it off the listing enough so that you can go and do what you need to do with this. One of the issues that came up with Sunny and Sandy is where what appears to be newer geocachers, not understanding what archiving means, basically going through and saying, and this is what they were saying, too many new geocachers flagging geocaches need to archive mainly because of their inexperience. They couldn't find it. Obviously, it means to be archived. It's not there anymore. That the geocache may have been sitting there for a while. Okay, you need to archive it because the owner abandoned it. That type of thing. They're finding that too many newer geocachers are flagging it needs archive where it really doesn't need that. It may just need maintenance and go that way. So one of the things that they had talked about, and I really like this concept, and I'd like to know you, our fine viewers and listeners, what you think about this. We have a favorite point system that says after so many finds of experience, you're allowed to give a favorite point for a geocache to show that it has some special quality that you really like. But there's a formula to so many geocaching finds to how many favorite points you're allowed to put out. You can't put one out on everyone because you'll run out of them. So you have to pick and choose the ones that you want to do for that. Having a similar system to the number of finds you have for geocaches to allow an ability to put down a need archiving.
Yeah, because you don't really you shouldn't really need it that much.
Right. But there are a lot of people apparently putting them out willy-nilly to say needs archiving, and it flags all the wrong things. So in that particular case, if we had a favorite point-like system that says you have 30 finds or 50 finds, you're allowed to put one needs archiving. You can always do the needs maintenance.
Yeah,
if you find a geocache
that doesn't take it off the site.
Right.
Right.
So this way it makes you be very careful to the number of needs archiving that you actually have to flag. I probably, out of all of the geocaching I've done, maybe 3 or 4 I've actually ever thought of marking as needing archive anyways. So I'm thinking this is an interesting concept, to have a favorite point system for the amount of needs archiving and go that route. And if you do find a busted geocache, you can always put it down as needs maintenance.
Somebody in the chat room said they've only used it 7 times.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that, but unfortunately, the newer geocachers where they just pull out the app, they see the option, they don't understand fully what the option's used for, and they're just laying it out there, and they're messing things up.
Yeah. So
I thought that was an excellent concept, and again, I want to thank Sunny and Sandy from Podcaster for discussing that.
Somebody said that they feel 100 finds before placing a cache should be.
That's always been an argument too, and you're going to get into a great debate with that one as well. Matter of fact, we had that very debate on the GeoSnippits Reboot with the Bear, where how many finds should you have or not have before actually, or how many finds before you have an able to do a place.
Maybe using the archive.
Right.
Thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Some very similar way.
Yeah.
And I agree.
Ooh, Astronaut is here.
Oh, congratulations. Astronaut, we are very proud of you, sir.
Yes, we are.
Okay, we got to brag about this just for half a second. It's our Mish Mash show. We can do this.
We're proud of him even if he isn't.
He's a geocacher, Astronaut.
Yes.
He won a prize from us just recently.
Yes, he did.
I don't have the title in front of me, and I'm going to
It's very long.
He works for NASA.
Yes.
He is one of the chief operating. What am I thinking of?
He's a rocket launcher.
Seriously, Astronaut, if you're listening, we want to get you on the show because not only are we interested in talking about you as a geocacher, we want to find out all the cool toys you play with at NASA. I'm just saying.
He's a space geek.
And so, yeah. It is so cool to us. I mean, there is such a range of people that geocache.
He actually said the one time he used it, he got confronted by the landowner and said he didn't even want it on his property.
Wow.
So clearly somebody didn't even get permission.
Yeah, that does happen. That does happen. So, yeah, Astronaut, we want to get you on the show. So contact me through gsreboot@gmail.com. He is like one of the upper echelon people at NASA when it comes to space mission stuff.
He walked around the house. He was like, oh, my gosh, I can't even believe this. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe this.
It's awesome because he just started his new post. He went from one of the NASA complexes, I think it was HQ, and he's taken over at a different one. And I looked at that, and it's like, so cool. So, yes, we digress. Back to our types of logs.
Yes, it is rocket science, apparently.
It is rocket science. It's awesome. I love the different variety of people that are into geocaching. It's awesome, especially when they're from NASA.
I'm like, wow.
Oh. And then I got to talk to you about the space shuttle and having it stop 3 seconds before it was supposed to launch and disappointing me. That's another issue. We'll talk about it later.
And I'll just go in another room and let you guys talk.
Yeah. Okay. So we thought we'd come up with, because we were getting slap happy when we were talking about the different types of logs out there. So we thought we'd come up with a couple different ones of our own.
And because I was doing homework and I didn't really want to, so I was like, hey, this would be funny.
So let's just say this one I like what Amy said. Instead of needs maintenance, we wanted to put,
hey, you need to fix your stuff.
Instead of a DNF, it is?
Could not find, left my brains in the car.
Found it?
Yeehaw, I found it. You didn't. Nanner.
Your accent's wonderful.
I know, right?
One more for maintenance.
It said pieces of chewed up. I'm doing it on purpose.
I know it.
Okay.
And one more for archive.
It's geolitter, and nobody would touch it with a stick.
There you go. So some new different things that if you want to consider
all southernized
for your southern enjoyment
or glass breakage, whatever.
All right. Now, the other one we got extremely surprised. Like I said, we're in all the different social networks, and I just happened on the way before going home today, checked out Facebook.
Yeah, I got an email on the way home.
And I'm going to see if I can get this set up for you, Amy. So why don't you talk about what it has there? Because we are honored about this.
Yes, we really, really are. And we want to thank Bible Man Rick and his lovely wife, Sally, for doing this, because it's really, really, truly an honor for us. And
why don't you read what it says?
Got an email. It says, the cache is called Yeehaw Yip Yip Yip. And it was placed in our honor. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's a tie-dyed geocache that
it's awesome.
He and Sally placed for us
in honor of Amy and myself.
Yeah.
We're waiting for the details of. It's not. I think it's in the process of being reviewed right now.
Yeah, it is.
It is a tie-dyed, and we'll have the whole picture in the show notes tonight. So if you go to geosnippetsreboot.com and check out episode 83, you'll be able to see a picture of this in there. You get part of it here that I've got up on the screen, but it's got Bible Man Rick and wife Sally. And if you kind of see the bottom part of the picture, you can see that not only is Sally in a cool tie-dye shirt.
She is. I do like that shirt.
The geocache itself is completely tie-dye.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. And again, it's called Yeehaw Yip Yip Yip. And so we are so honored and very thrilled about them placing this. And I can't wait to find out. We're going to put it on our watch list and just check it out and make sure to watch what happens with this.
Oh, they can see it. That's good.
Okay. So it's awesome. We are so thrilled. Very honored about this, and again, Bible Man Rick and wife Sally, thank you so much.
Yes, that's
just
great.
So,
I actually called him on the way home. I was like, "Hey, guess what?" He's like, "I just saw it." So, yeah.
She was just glowing. You can feel it through the phone.
That was so cool.
Oh, awesome stuff. Okay, one last thing that we have before we move on. This was neat, and one of the things that we got right off of Pinterest. Yes, guys, you're finding out, aren't you? That Pinterest has all this cool stuff in it, and
don't be ashamed.
Don't be ashamed. It is cool stuff, and we love it too.
Pinterest and proud, baby.
The geocaching ideas just flow from this place. You are going to be so thankful for this one. This one, I literally said, I have got to put this on the show tonight. So this comes from the Homemade Obsession blog, and the link will be in our show notes on, again, geosnippetsreboot.com. For episode 83. This will be in here. It is how to make, and you would not believe how realistic this is.
Oh, he or she did a great job.
Realistic tree bark. Now, it was made originally for making like gnome houses, using like coffee cans and Pringle cans, and making this tree bark concoction and then painting it. And it looks, I mean, the picture you'll see when you actually go to the link is just absolutely amazing. And I won't go over all the details, but this is basically what it has, is that it's made out of, you use, like, say, for example, an empty can. Now, of course, it's got to be waterproof.
Oh,
so if you're making a geocache, it's got to be a solid can. It's got to be something that you're using, or a container. I can see using a lock and lock box. I want to see if this is going to work on metal, because can you imagine? Now this
I can't see this working on metal unless you actually spray it with something that's going to
attach it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this stuff, when you look at the actual tree bark, it's like an inch or two thick. This isn't like a spray paint thickness to it. This looks like a heavy oak or a walnut thickness, or even heavy pine trees. Those really deep nooks and crannies in the bark. It's gorgeous. And then when you add the paints to it, it makes literally a fantastically real tree bark. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that you use with this would be, and I'll just do some of the stuff, wax paper, a piece of burlap or craft felt.
I bet burlap would work better.
A hot glue gun, tacky glue, water, soft paper, which is like paper towels or homemade type paper, or to use for textures with stronger paper.
Tissues if stronger paper isn't available.
Right. Paintbrushes, acrylic paints, and that's, there's just a little bit of stuff that you can do optional, like Minwax Golden Oak and linseed oil. And it goes through the process of how you take your container and you start putting on these layers. Think of plaster of Paris almost, only it's a different texture to it.
That's actually what it looks like.
And you're applying this plaster of Paris type thing to the outside of the container, and it sticks. It doesn't just lay flat. You've got grooves and nooks and all sorts of
just like bark
texture, just like bark. And then you dry it, and then they have a whole section in here about how you can paint layers to make it look. And I mean, this gets right down into making a mushroom shapes that can come off of it, where you make the top of the can look like it's been sawed off. I mean, it's really, really beautiful work. And again, this comes straight out of the Homemade Obsessions blog. And it's an amazing thing. The link will be in our show notes. And this, I guarantee, this is going to really, you're going to be thankful for listening to the podcast tonight. You're going to check this out. You're going to see the pictures. And the first thought you're going to be is, I can so do this.
They should be thankful they listen to us every time.
Well, we're thankful they are doing it. Yes. And just gaining the ability of listening to our...
Well, we're always thankful, and I hope they know that, but...
Yeah, it's just one of those great things. You're going to want to know about this.
Some more information from us.
Absolutely, which we will provide happily.
Yes.
So I took this and actually put this on my blog as well as a reference point. So good stuff. You're going to want to see this, and I think this is going to really open up the door where you go, I can spray paint with texture paints. I can do different things with it, but it just looks like you spray painted it with texture paints. This has got some depth to it.
This looks actually like bark.
Yeah, it is really,
and it
really
beats
impressive.
Taking a tree.
Yeah, instead of using a tree bark thing.
Yeah, instead of using an actual log and trying to cut it and all that.
Over time, that stuff crumbles and goes bad.
And
this is something that you can paint and then spray over with protective.
Yeah, and it lasts a long time.
And it lasts a whole lot better. So check this out in our show notes. Again, geosreboot.com, and check it out for episode 83 for all the details. Awesome stuff. Wow, a lot of good stuff tonight. All right, let's move on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts in your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely. And again, we want to encourage you to please consider about becoming a patron for our show. Being a patron means a bunch of things. One is that you get the prestige and honor of being a patron, which means you get involved with all the contests we have. We'll do contests over the year, and patrons have just a little more of an edge, maybe an extra chance of winning a prize, maybe winning just prizes just for patrons. There's a bunch of different things that all you have to do is make a simple donation and automatically become a patron, and you're in the club, and you're able to not only help support us but get into a lot of extra things within our prizes that we do for the show. You can also get fantastic rewards. We have our patron pre-show podcast that goes out every time we do a podcast. You get all the things that we talk about in the pre-show in podcast form sent to you, so you can listen on your smartphone or your tablet or anywhere that you like, going onto your car, however it is.
This will make a little extra.
You get that extra bit of content, all that behind-the-scenes stuff that you really don't get when we're actually talking about in the show. You can also get into our Hangouts. Again, our Hangout coming up for October is Sunday, October 26th. We had a fantastic time last time. We had some special guests coming in who are also patrons that they kind of took over the show is what they did, the Hangout.
They had a
plan.
But
it was awesome. And you get to meet so many different people when it comes to this, and all the different geocachers that a lot of them are usually our regulars that are in the show, in the chat room each and every week, plus a lot of the other ones. And if you aren't there to see it live, I can't make it on the 26th, you automatically get a link to whatever was recorded for that hangout as well. And then finally, last week we announced our path tag for the patron path tag, and that is going to be going out within the next week or so to be created. And once we get them in, we will be sending them out to all the patrons that selected the reward for the patron path tag. That will be coming out within the next few weeks. And I want to put a caveat on that. It's going to all depend on how long it takes by the time they actually receive the design, approve it, and then actually make it. I think there's actually a 1 month time.
1 month?
Yeah,
wow.
because,
okay.
well, you have to remember, these path tags, the colors that are in it, somebody with a syringe individually puts the colors on the path tags.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes. So it takes a little time to do
wow.
these.
I didn't realize.
So I think there's at least a 1 month period once they actually approve it. So we'll keep you in details once we get them as well. But they're actually going to be going out to be sent and to be approved so that the process actually gets to create them. And then once they're made, we will hand them out to only the patrons that are in that reward, and we give them to nobody else. We don't give them out at events. We don't give them out as prizes. They are for our patrons, and they are going to be rare path tags. So that will be coming out as well. We don't trade them. Yeah, well, it's up to you, but I wouldn't. Those are rare. So again, please take advantage.
We don't.
Yes, and we don't trade them as well. No, they're strictly for our patrons. We don't touch them. So, again, thank you for being a patron if you already are. If you're not, please go over to www.patreon.com/HeadHardHat or go to any one of our websites like geosnippits.com, click on that patron link, and go on over and check out all the details. We truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. And it is time now for our GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash. Let me explain what that is. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world, and they want you fine folks to know about the products that they provide. And to do that, what they do is they let us know that they want to be a member of the Geocaching Cache Stash, and they send us some of those products that we turn around and give them as prizes to you fine folks. And that's how the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cache Stash works. Each and every week we do at least one question, and we get those prizes out to the people based on the episode. Ms. Amy, why don't we talk about what's going on last week for the prize for episode 82.
All right, the prize from gxproxy.com is a silver whistle and a camo bison tube.
All right, we've got a fantastic silver whistle. Now you say silver whistle. What geocaching get a silver whistle for? A whistle is what I would consider a must-have in your geocaching pack. If you are out in the woods and heaven forbid something happens to you where you get hurt, you need to try to get attention of somebody that is nearby, that yelling for some reason isn't as available or as efficient as you can. Using one of these whistles travels much farther, and you're going to get somebody's attention with it. I suggest always having a whistle of some sort in your geocaching pack. Also, we have a great camo bison tube. So those two are the prizes for episode 82. What was the question?
Question was, what day is this year's International Earth Cache Day? And the answer is October 12th, 2014.
Awesome. All right, so this is how this works. I have on my tablet, once it goes the way that it has here, I have a random number generator. And from there, I have a number between 1 and the number of correct answers that we have for this week.
And no, it's not.
And no, it's not 4 like last week where we always said it's never 4 when it was. Now, what Amy's going to do is she is going to All right, let me get this off here real quick. Amy's going to flip the coin, and she's going to see if it's heads or if it's tails. And if it's heads, say it was 4, we would count down 4 from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that would be our winner. If it's from the bottom, we would count from the bottom up 4 from the bottom, and that would be our winner for that.
It's tails.
Of course it is. So what I'm going to do right now is
I saw the number.
Yeah, she saw the number that came up, and I got some counting to do here because I got to scroll. So what I'm going to do is, this is for episode 82, so I'm bringing up the list now.
You did it on the wrong one.
I did it on the wrong one. Sorry about that.
Just 82?
Yes, please. Thank you. Hit enter. And that brings up, okay, I have to go all the way to and our winner.
Well, that's not far.
No, it's not. Well, we got quite a few. I mean, there's still, a lot of ones.
It's not like it's.
The number itself was not that big. So let me mark the winner here, and then I will bring it over for this Amy. Oh, awesome.
Oh, good.
All right, here we go.
I don't think they've won.
Yeah, they won before, I think.
Did they?
Uh-huh. The winner is Dan Pugach. Dan Pugach from Team Pugach. You are the winner.
Even saying that right?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, Team Pugach. Because I've actually heard the name caught up on other podcasts as well. So, Dan, congratulations. If you would do me a favor and send us your address.
Our cache was just published.
Awesome. I want to know the GC code if possible for the cache, if that's at all possible. We'll tell about it on the phone so people can go check it out. So anyways, Dan, congratulations. You won those 2 cool prizes from gxproxy.com. And wow, awesome. Fantastic. All right, good stuff. Now, let's move on to, because you might be saying to yourself, you know what, they're giving away really cool prizes. Sometimes they give away geocoins, sometimes they give away other interesting prizes, all these great things. How do I get into this? Well, it's very, very easy. All you have to do is, 1, send in the correct email. For this show, you got to send it in by 12 noon Eastern Time, Wednesday, October 15th, 2014. That's next Wednesday. Email it to gsreboot@gmail.com. In the subject line, put Q1 episode 83 for this episode. Again, gsreboot, gsreboot @gmail.com. Subject Q1 episode 83. All correct answers will be put in a drawing, just like you saw here. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room and watching this on the live video feed, we have a second prize. We're not going to do it tonight. Little Birdie told me next week, and we got a great prize to give away.
We do?
Yes, we do.
Can I enter?
No. Sorry. Sad Amy. We're going to have a really cool prize, and I think next week we're going to give it away live. But we do it at least once a month. I thought it would be really cool to do it mid-October, and we'll see what happens next week. Make sure you stop on by the show live because you can't win it if you don't play.
We have a gnat in here.
I'm sorry. Before the people go completely crazy, why don't we talk about this week's show? And episode 83 question, what do we have for the prize, Miss
All right,
Amy?
The prize is a geocache deck of cards.
All right, now this is geocache, if you remember a few episodes back, is this really, really amazing card game that just came out. It's called geocache. The reason why we can really talk about it now is because the Kickstarter officially started today.
Yes.
And it is, we actually had a review pack of which we could not play because we did not know the rules to the game.
But the rules were in the deck. And
the
we
rule
did not
was
know
in
that.
the deck on the Joker cards, and we did not know that. So we were actually sent a full updated set of rules because there are some changes to it. And we're going to be able to play that over the next week or two and actually do a review on geocache. So this is what
He's going down.
This is the one and only other pack that we have. We are giving it away a prize before you can even get your hands on this yet. Mm-hmm. And just to give a little bit, Miss Amy, why don't you tell them a little bit about geocache?
All right. The Kickstarter campaign for this geocaching themed card game was just launched today, October 9th, 2014 at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, just a couple of hours before this blog post, or for the posted the blog.
Right.
You can see that they're already well on their way to $1,500 funding goal to make this game a reality. Before the campaign kicked off, Tortoise and Hare Creations were nice enough to answer some questions about the game and the campaign for their blog.
Right.
And we'll have the link to it on the...
Right. You get all the information to the blog and all the questions that they had about it and some illustrations as well. Again, it'll be in the show notes on GeoSnippits or geosnippetsreboot.com and for episode 83. What is the question, Miss Amy, for today? Oh, awesome.
When a geocacher uses a GPSR input start coordinates, a bearing in degrees, and a unit of distance, what is that called?
One more time.
When a geocacher uses a GPSR, input start coordinates, a bearing in degrees, and a unit of distance, what is that called?
All right. Send your answers in next week. Get them in by Wednesday, the 15th, and you will be eligible for the drawing for that. Amazing. I mean, nobody else has got them. I think they've got a couple of other packs out there for some people, but you're going to get to win this before the Kickstarter really gets out where they're just distributing it. So this is a way of getting your hands on the game right away. Good stuff. The reason why we're giggling is because...
Oh, I closed it.
Why?
I'm sorry, my bad. Hold on, there it is.
All right, why don't you give the details? The geocache that Bible Man Rick and wife Sally has put out has published.
Yes.
Why don't you give the GC code?
Upper
right corner.
Oh, Jesus, Amy. The GC code is GC5EH56.
One more time.
GC5EH56.
And it's called...
Yeehaw! Yip, yip, yip.
All right. We are very excited about this. This is awesome. The background's all tie-dye.
With smileys on it.
With smileys on it. It is awesome, and we are so tickled about this.
The cache description is, this cache is in honor of our friends Andy HeadHardHat Smith and Amy HeadHardHatress Smith of GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I got the name of the cache from one of Andy's favorite sayings on the podcast. This is an awesome podcast. We have loads of fun and lots of laugh with these nice folks. Laughter is the best medicine. Just ask Amy. We are also well informed about the ins and outs of our hobby or addiction, geocaching. And be sure and listen to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Andy and Amy love tie-dye just like I do, so the container you search for is a large tie-dye lock and lock with log and lots of swag. Bring your own pen. Please place cache back where you found so the next cacher can have fun too.
And they got a first to find with 3 question marks, so it's not been found yet. Go get them, folks. Awesome. We are so honored and so thrilled about this. And here, live right on the show, it went live.
That's very cool.
That is so cool. All right, let's move on. Well, we hope you enjoyed our show today. We had a great time, and it was so fun sharing all this fun stuff with you fine folks. Please let us know what you think about tonight's episode, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of. And please send in those suggestions for different show ideas and topics that you'd like us to talk about, because we don't want to guess. We want to know from you. Also, we ask you to please consider becoming a patron, and also please tell other geocachers about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. That way they can come in and become part of the family and the community that we have worked so very hard over the years to build, and we are so proud of, because all you fine folks are a part of it. Also, Cacher Spotlight, you're going to find about that in just a couple of seconds. Miss Amy, why don't we close this out?
We want to thank all our sponsors, cache-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. I want to thank Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in, and we'll see y'all next time.
Absolutely. I want to say an extra special thank you to wife Amy Thank you, darling, for everything that you do. We will see you next week on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Next week, October 16th, we are going to be doing a guide to glues and adhesives. If you've ever considered making your own geocache and what kind of glues and different type of ways of making things stick to certain materials, this is going to be the podcast for you, getting you all that background information on just the right thing to use when making geocaches, because if you don't, things don't work out too well. I'm just saying. So this is definitely going to be an episode you're going to want to check out. And on October 23rd, the following week, our first Geocacher Spotlight is going to have Memphis Mafia. We've already confirmed we're going to have them on again on October 23rd. Memphis Mafia is going to be our Geocacher Spotlight for the first one. We are so very excited about that as well. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed the show. We sure had a lot of fun. We'll see you out on the trails next time. Bye-bye, folks. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. We're right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippets.com. The video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcatchers. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com, visit us through our social media sites, or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519, or use our website Send Voicemail tab. The GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. The show is copyright 2014 by Andrew T. Smith, all rights reserved. Woo! Great episode. Lots of good stuff. Holy smokes. Right live on the show, the geocache went live.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
I put it on my watch list.
Yes. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. And, again, we thank you fine folks for everything you do. We love having things like this come up. It's awesome. It makes us feel good. We really, really do appreciate it. Well, we're going to end the broadcast. We will see you next week, hopefully with all sorts of pictures and stories from the fall fling. And just have a safe week out there. We want you back each and every week. Be safe, have fun geocaching, and see you out on the trails. Bye-bye, folks.